getting close.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, I'm Dalilatul Khasanah. Welcome to wr Learning English. In this lesson, you can learn about intonation in English. How important is? Let's see. Look at the sentence. Do you need some help? It's a simple question, but by changing the intonation, you can change the meaning completely. For example, it can be a simple question when you're really offering to help. Do you need some help? And it can be a rhetorical question when you don't really think the person needs to help, but you want to be polite. Do you need some help? And also, it can show that you are annoyed with the person you are talking to. Do you need some help? You can see, the intonation is a very powerful tool. Controlling your intonation is important for communication and spoken English. Well, let's start with the very beginning. What is actually intonation? There are 7 possible patterns intonation in English. Rising, falling, rising, falling, falling, rising, flat, high, low. The most important are the first 4. Rising, falling, combination. Flats include high and low are not common and too many uses, so I don't want to talk them today. However, rising and falling tone can each have many different meanings. Keep in this mind, one intonation pattern does not mean one thing. The same intonations can have many different meanings depending on the situation. Also, intonations are flexible. They are the rules, but the rules are not 100% fixed. Different people speak in different style. Let's practice. Here is a word. Let's try saying this word by different intonation patterns. Repeat after me. Rising. Where? Falling. Where? Rising, falling. Where? Falling, rising. Where? Let's try one more time with 2 words. How many? Rising. How many? Falling. How many? Rising, falling. How many? Falling, rising. How many? If you can't pronounce these 4 intonation patterns, you already do most what you need in English. So, how to use these intonation patterns? The basic rule, you can use falling tone to show the end of the sentence. For example, I live in Madrid. She is a lawyer. And also, you can use rising tone to show that your sentence is not finished yet. For example, I live in Madrid, but I was born in Canada. She is a lawyer, although she is not working at the moment. They are the basic rule and it's important. If you don't use rising and falling tone in a rich place, people didn't understand whether you speak in Finnish or not. Now, look at the very important use intonation. Questions.
Where did you go for a vacation? I went to Garuda Wisnu Kencana Park. Is that in Bali? Yes. Have you ever been? No, never. Did you have a good time? Yeah, very nice. You got back yesterday, right? Yeah, late in the evening. Are you feeling tired? No, not bad actually.
In this dialogue, you heard 6 questions. 3 of them had rising tone and 3 of them had falling tone. Do you know why is different intonation in different questions? Yes, sometimes when you ask a questions, you have no idea of the answer. You ask questions to find out new information. In this case, you use falling tone. Where did you go for a vacation? Have you ever been? Did you have a good time? And sometimes when you ask questions, you have already idea of the answer. You ask questions to check something or to confirm that your idea is right. In this case, you use rising tone. Is there in Bali? I think Garuda Wisnu Kencana Park is in Bali, but I'm asked to make sure. You got back yesterday, right? I have an idea that you got back yesterday, and I'm confirming this with you. Are you feeling tired? You talked with me that you were late in the evening, so I guess you are tired. It means that intonation in questions can change depending on the situation. You can use intonation to express many different emotions. There is one intonation pattern we have not talked about yet. Rising falling intonation. You can use rising falling intonation to sound excited. Really? And you can use this intonation to sound annoyed. Really? And also you can use this intonation to sound surprised. Really? Can you hear the difference these three? Listen one more. Really? 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 You use a rising falling tone each time, but in slightly different way. To sound excited, you start and finish higher. Really? And to sound annoyed, the tones are lower. Really? And to sound surprised, you often make rising tone longer. Really? Let's practice. You will hear the same question with 3 kinds of different intonation. Which emotion am I expressing? Did you? Did you? Did you? Well, that's all of my explanation about intonation in English. I hope you can learn something useful about intonation in English based on my explanation. Thank you, and if you have critique or suggestions, you can write down in comment box. I'm Dalilatul Khasanah. See you next time, and Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Test the waters with high. I think we're getting close.